Hey everybody, Nemo here. So it's Monday. Still here at home awaiting a call from the health department. Just called my doctor and asked for the results of my test. Negative. So I can return to work tomorrow, but we still need to figure out what's going on with my youngest son, Noah, and his quarantine. So I was going to get out this morning and start chopping down the rest of the goldenrod, but I had to go about 10 o'clock pick up some groceries we ordered off of the Kroger website. Just did one of those. I pull up, tell them I'm there, and they load it, and everything's good. So I had to go do that. Came back, ate lunch, and walked outside with the dogs, which is where I'm at now. And it's already humid. So I decided to take the dogs down around the property. So I'm actually here down by the washout, which I've talked about a few times. And now I'm going to show you what I mean. Alright, so that is the fence line. There's the corner. We are on the back left-hand corner of the property. This is where a tree fell on my fence, which I was able to just push most of it off and try and bend the fence back up. But here is the gully. And as you can see, the sediment got caught on the fence and has built itself up. There's about a good 2 feet right there. But here is the main washout. Okay, I'm standing eye level, looking straight. That's how big a slope we have in our yard. This is the main washout. You walk up to the top where you see all the grass there, and that's the edge of where I stopped mowing the other day. So we've got this little gully rut, this big gully rut, and they all run up towards the back of the house. But man, is it gorgeous back here. So walking through, I found a tree that had fruit on it. Not anywhere down here. I'll have to show you here in a minute. But Google image search, Google Lens, whatever it is, tells me that it's a common persimmon. So there was 3 of them in one space. And then I'm walking through and I get to a redbud tree that has all the beans all over it. And then there's this thing. I mean, there was a second one. I tried opening it to see what it is. It was just kind of stuck on one of the limbs. So I took a picture, sent it to my dad. He's pretty sure it's a hickory nut. So I'm going to go up to the house and de-hull it, because this thing's hard as a rock. So I'd like to see what's inside it, just to see if that is a hickory. Because then that means we've got a hickory tree somewhere around here. And that's good. Finding a lot of trees that I didn't know we had that are actually beneficial, good trees. So I'm going to go show you the persimmon. And I'm going to head back into the house, because I don't know if you can tell by my forehead, I'm starting to sweat just standing out here. So show you the persimmons. Now, this isn't the persimmon tree, but this is another tree that has fallen across the fence. I've got my dad's chainsaw. I can take care of it and just chop it off and pull that log in. I've actually found a lot of dead trees back here, especially on my property, that I really need to get up to the house and chop up for the wood pile. But, oh, box turtle. Leo, be very careful of him. Be very careful of him. I don't want you getting bit. But I have really no way to transport them, because they're back here in the thicket where we can't pull the trucks and stuff. So we'll get it figured out eventually. So it's a little hard to see now, but there's the path I made that goes back to the fence line where we just were at with that tree that was falling down, that box turtle. So we come through here and we get up here to the persimmon trees. There's one little one here, one little one there, and one there. Let me get around so I'm not tangled up with the dog. And here are the persimmon fruit that it's bearing. So, just took a picture and sent it to my dad. He said it's very odd that their leaves are already starting to die. It's the beginning of September, or actually it's the middle of September. It's kind of weird that they're starting to turn. I think it's honestly from that 3-week drought we had, because a lot of the oak trees are doing that too. So far that's all the neat stuff we found on our walk after lunch to burn off all the food and get the dogs out of my wife's hair while she's answering phone calls, working from home. So the 3 older kids are at school. They were able to go back today. Molly and Noah had to stay home, of course, so they're doing their virtual stuff. And we really just need them to sit in front of the computer. That's it. If they need help with anything, they come get us. So it's kind of easy with them, and they're somewhat trustworthy. So we don't have to monitor them too much. So I can spend my time out here walking the dogs and exploring my property, which I've never done. We've owned this house for a year now, and I've never actually fully explored it. So, yeah, got a chance to do that. And, yeah, it's warm. It's incredibly warm. So, I don't think I'm gonna get the weed eater out. I mean, I could. This is one of those times that I know I need to do something. I have the time to do it, but I have the smallest excuse not to, and that's winning. So I really wish I could unteach myself that mindset, but just walking through the woods, or walking through our property, I'm worn out now. So any kind of updates that come up as of what's going on with us, what I'm doing as far as on the property, I'll let you know. It's Wednesday. I've been back to work for 2 days now. I didn't do anything Monday. I just kind of relaxed because I knew I was going back to work. But I have been using the water in the water barrels, or the rain barrels, water my plants every other day. Yesterday I was able to get it down to that line. I'm trying to empty them out to be able to clean them out. It is raining. It just started raining heavily. It filled these barrels up within 10 minutes. So I've got it pulled out, just kind of going into the yard. I've got the water hose ran over the hump, and I've got the hose on, so it's draining it out and going downhill, not towards the house. So I'm going to try and run these out completely and then leave the hose on, put that back inside just to try and get everything circulated and cleaned out, get all that funk. Like I said, I don't think you can see it. I don't know if I can turn my flash on. It probably wouldn't work, but all that nastiness in the bottom, yeah, you're not going to be able to see it. But, I mean, it's just gross in the bottom of those barrels, so I'm trying to get it flushed. So that's what I'm going to try and do. We're getting everything kind of set out for dinner, and I had just gotten out of the shower, noticed it was raining like crazy, noticed the barrels were full, and was like, well, there goes my plans running it dry and trying to flush it out. So here I am trying to flush it out while it's raining. Hopefully it doesn't stop raining before the barrel's empty, so that, you know, I can actually do the circulating process like I was just talking about. Hopefully I can get that all flushed and everything good. So here's hoping. Good morning. It's Saturday. I'm not mowing today. It doesn't look too bad. Really the only shagginess is seat heads. And as you're driving by from the road, really can't tell anything looks bad. So I'm not going to mow. I do want to take the weed eater, go down to the bottom, and do some more weed eating of the goldenrod. I've got that locust tree that I talked about last time. That's it fell down, and all the branches are coming up as their own little trees. It's still alive. It's hard to see, so I'm going to weed eat around it first, and then take the chainsaw, because I still have my dad's chainsaw, and cut it up and get it out of there. That way I can take better management of that area. So I've got my wife's little Dremel tool she used for crafts. I've got a chainsaw sharpening bit that I've borrowed from work, and I'm gonna take this chainsaw and we're gonna sharpen this blade, because it is not that sharp. Like that should not, like, I should be getting little small, like tiny abrasions on my finger from doing this, and nothing. So I'm gonna get it sharpened. I'm gonna take the weed eater, gas it up, take it down there, knock some stuff down around that tree, and then we're gonna take the chainsaw to it. My wife's gone. Quarantine for her ended, on Thursday. So she's out running her normal Saturday morning errands. So I really don't have I have my car and I've got a big trunk, but if I have to pull it down there and load up the trunk, bring it up here, unload it, and keep going back and forth, that's what I'll do. I gotta do what I gotta do with what I got. So there we go. There's the plan for today, and as always, I'll keep you updated as I go. Been at this for hour and a half, 2 hours, I'm guessing. It's 11:30. I don't honestly remember when I started. But I got the goldenrod around that locust tree cut down. Got the locust tree cut up. And got the big chunks thrown in the trunk of my car. The smaller bits that are able to go through the chipper, I'm having my kids drag up to the plastic shed beside the fire pit. We're gonna chip them up. Oh man, I can't cool down, I can't catch my breath. I'm worn out and haven't even ran the gas out of the weed eater, because I started knocking down some more of the goldenrod that I didn't get last weekend. So it is hot out today, it's humid out today. Sit in the shade. The ground is cold and wet still. Like I'm half tempted just to lay back. The last time I did that, after I finished mowing weed eating for 5 hours, I laid back in the cool grass and fell asleep. I really don't want to do that today. So I think I've done as much as I want to do. We gotta run I gotta run the D&D session for the kids tonight, because we didn't do it last night. Tashelle had a migraine due to her sinuses, and Noah's still under quarantine, and I didn't really know how to get him set at the table with us, but stay far enough away, because our dining room table takes up majority of the dining room, so we don't really have all that much room in there. and that's where we play. So let me give you a quick little show of what all I accomplished today. I just gotta catch my breath, and then I'll show you. Alright, so you can see my weed eater right there. I knocked all that down. Still got that little clump right there that I want to do. Shouldn't take me too long. I still got that clump there that I could do some other time. I mean, this whole area was covered in goldenrod. If I've got just a little chunk right there for now, that's not bad. That's not bad. The tree was all the way back here, ran out to there, and it was come up. So I got that cut up. I even got all this honeysuckle cut down. I don't know what kind of tree this is or what that is, but it's not honeysuckle and it's not locust. So I think it's a tree worth keeping. Unless it's ash. If it's an ash tree, then I'm not going to get very long out of that because we got that emerald ash borer and those things kill it. I got a little walnut tree coming up there. I chopped down, see a locust tree over here, one there, and the one that was right there. So I got those down. They were small ones. Really want to take that one down, but I don't feel like taking that big of a tree down. It's like these two small ones right there. I could cut those, but again, I don't feel like doing that today. I just want to go ahead, maybe finish up that little spot, and then get the rest of this stuff cleaned up. All this is just what needs to be dragged up the hill to the shed. I've got all the good sized chunks cut up and loaded into my car. Dummy me pulled my back tires into the natural spring. So it being a front wheel drive, hopefully I can pull it out. But yeah, look how close I came to. That's something to do with the septic tank. It's been here the whole time. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know how to get where to, like, I kind of want to get rid of it, but I don't know what to do with it. But at this point in time, that's where we're at. I'm going to continue taking a break because I caught my breath. I'm still sweating though, and I'm still a little lightheaded. I've already finished off my water. You can see it laying right there. Finished it off. I gotta go fill it up or have one of the kids fill it up for me. But yeah, we're close to done with this. I'm not going to get done this week. I don't have that energy. So this is a honey locust. It is small enough that I cut it down with my weed eater. A clean little cut. These are eastern locusts. This is a honey locust. The leaves are smaller, more compact, and they've got these insane thorns on them. That's why I call them devil thorns. So they just, I mean, this whole orange bit here is a brand new growth. They're just nasty. So I definitely do not want any of these anywhere around me. You can see some dead bits. They're nasty little trees. Oop. Alright, so I got the car pulled up. My kids gotten all of the big stuff. I told them not to worry about the little limbs because, you know, I can bring the mower through here and it's a good enough mower, it'll chop all that up. So there's where the honeysuckle used to be, and a couple of the locust trees. There's where another one of the locust trees used to be. And instead of just doing that one little patch right there and leaving all that alone, I ran the gas out of the weed eater. So now all I have is this patch here and that patch there. That's all within a tree line. So you can see here there's no little trees, because there wasn't anything to mow around. but there's a good bit of them here. So that's what takes actually the longest, is having to get around the trees, make sure you don't cut anything. These locust trees I really don't care about. And as you can see on that one, you see a little mark there, a little mark there, and a little mark there. That's from my weed eater when I was cutting around it. I really don't care about them. I don't care if I cut into the cambium layer, because hopefully maybe that'll kill it. Who knows? But yeah, that's what has been done today. And man, this backyard is looking so much better. So over here by the fire pit, I have this pile of trees and things that I've been meaning to cut up. I just haven't had the time to do it. Now I have a chainsaw, so I'll get these lopped into manageable size, put them over here in this pile with all the rest of the stuff. This is the dead stuff that I can burn this year. This is the stuff I just cut down that needs to weather for a year. And here is the pile of brush that I had the kids bring up. So it's not that much, but I need to go through it and pick out like this whole bit right here. Doesn't need to be chopped up or nothing. It can go straight through the chipper. So I gotta sort through this, make a pile of what can go through the chipper already and what needs to be cut down. Some of this honeysuckle, like, that's way too thick, so I'm gonna have to chop that up. But I'll sort through this and I'll put the chainsaw up for now, because once I sort through this into two different piles, I'm just gonna call it a day, because I think it's a little afternoon right now. Oh no, not a little, it's a lot. It's 12:43. So yeah, it's not too far into the day, but if I'm running that D&D session today, I really don't want to push myself too much. So I'm just going to sort this pile out. I'm going to put the chainsaw up, and then tomorrow, weather permitting. I haven't checked the weather. I don't know what it's supposed to be like, but if it's nice and not raining, then I'll come out here and I'll chop up what I need to chop up, get the chipper out, run everything through the chipper, put that into the compost pile, turn the compost pile again, and also chop up all those limbs and things that have been waiting to be chopped up. So that's the plan for today and the plan for tomorrow, again, weather permitting. And it's been getting to pretty comfortable temperatures at night, so I might start having a fire at night every now and then. I just joined a Discord with a lot of Destiny 2 players. Destiny 2 is one of my all-time favorite games. I can get on there and play for hours and not get bored with it. But just running around by yourself, it gets lonely. So I joined this Discord where a bunch of people are constantly getting on saying, hey, I'm on right now, anybody want to play? And you join together and play, because Destiny 2 is now crossplay. So me on PlayStation 4 can play with anybody on Xbox, anybody on PC. So now I can play with anybody I know who plays Destiny 2, which I'm really excited about. So I'm hoping to be able to find some time to start playing that again, start getting some clips so I can start making some glitches and gags videos again, because I haven't had the motivation or drive to play a game lately. It's every time I have the time, I'm like, well, I guess I could play something. I get on there, nobody's on, so I'm like, well, I'll keep watching Vikings. I've been watching Vikings a lot. I've been binge watching it when I'm not watching wrestling. I think I'm halfway through. I'm almost to the end of season 5. And there's 6 seasons, so I'm almost done with it. So I've been watching a lot of it. But yeah, hopefully I can get back into playing some games and making some more videos, some more video game compilation videos. But yeah, so this is probably where I'm going to leave you today. I might pull back on just to show you how I set up for D&D. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. And I'll give you an update tomorrow, weather permitting, on whether or not I can do anything tomorrow. So hopefully, I mean, I'm going to see you tomorrow, but hopefully I'll be able to get some stuff done tomorrow. Well, I knew I said that would be all, but I've kind of forgot about these. So this rose and this rose both came from work. We've never been able to get them to do anything good other than, like, that's the biggest growth this one has had in a while. Same with this one. But as you can see right here, that is where it was, the mulch line was. So this is actually the crown, which is not really supposed to be above ground. Same with this one. You can see from the white that that's where the mulch line was. So I think they were actually put a little too low. But they weren't doing any good. My boss wanted me to rip them out and throw them away. They still had good growth on them, so I just brought them home, potted them up to see if I could do anything with them. Now this piece here is from some of the roses around front. It had 3 blooms on it. I cut them off. This was sticking out like this, just weighing the rose bush down, so I cut it all the way off at the end. I'm going to cut it. Let me get it. I'm going to cut it right here below this node. I'm going to scrape a little bit of the cambium layer off, and then I'm going to dip it in this rooting hormone and then stick it right here in this pot that I've already prepared. Now roses already, you can cut them and just shove them in the ground and they typically will root, but I want this one to actually survive and not have that 50-50 chance of will it root, will it not. So that's where the root hormone comes in. So I'm going to do all that, get it planted, set these all around front. Easy access to the water around front, because this water is not very nitrogen rich, but the water I collect in the rain barrels is. So that will help them get a lot better and happier. I don't want to put the Osmocote in them just yet. I want them to actually get some good growth on them, and then I'll put the Osmocote on them. And I won't be putting any Osmocote on this one this year because fertilizer could stunt the root growth from the hormone. So we're just going to not worry about that, just put it straight into that soil and see how everything goes. Alright, as promised, here is how we set up for D&D. So I have an extra monitor, it's connected to my computer. I have this little tripod that my phone sits in and records me. This is the 360 mic that plugs into the phone. This is the dice tower that is actually my wife's, but the kids use every now and then. There's all my books. There's my character sheet, her character sheet, and all my dice. And I've got my dice box right there for me to roll in. Typically the chairs are a little bit more spread out around here, but this is Noah's last night of quarantine, so he is still being put far enough away from all of us, but still at the table. So I'm set up and ready. I need to go get the kids so that we can play. So here it is, Sunday morning. We played D&D last night, and it went a little bit longer than I was expecting. The raw footage is 3.5 hours long. Excuse me. Normally it's about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So it went about a little over an hour longer than I meant for it to. I feel like there's a good chunk that I can cut out that's kind of useless. We took a lot of breaks for snacks and bathroom, stuff like that. So hopefully I can get it cut down pretty good. But it is 8 a.m. right now. I just finished eating breakfast out here on the porch. Sitting here watching the birds come into the bird feeder. Got Ematep sitting at my feet. It's amazing out here this morning. Feels great. Very few clouds. Sun's not fully up. It's pretty well perfect. It's one of those times that I'm sitting out here on the deck, and then it hits me that this is my house. I'm able to do this. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to sit here and enjoy it a little longer before I go inside and start editing the D&D footage. And then we'll pause it for church. And then after church I'll edit it a little bit more. And then I gotta bring out the chipper and the chainsaw and finish up all the cutting and stuff that I need to do today with the branches and dead trees that are left over that I need to cut up into wood, into firewood, or chip up and put in the compost. That shouldn't take long. That is definitely something I need to do today. I can't just leave everything laid out in the yard. So that's the plan for today, is edit some videos, work on all the brush that we have, and continue editing videos. So it's probably going to take up my whole day. So, yay. So we're taking a little bit of a break, just finished up with the chainsaw. So we've got a few limbs we still got to pull over into the pile over there. And then we'll get them chipped up, but we're taking a break because I had a limb pop up and hit me in the knuckles. So I gotta go clean that up before I put my gloves on to chip up. Probably should have been wearing my gloves to begin with. Hindsight. And all that, so yeah. Alright, so that's all the dead wood chopped up and piled up for the fire pit. We got the bits that wouldn't go through the chipper already thrown into the fire pit for it to dry up and be burned. And we got a whole wheelbarrow full of chippings. So they're down here in the compost pile. And that means that we're done. So that is all for this vlog. It is all for today. I'm gonna go finish editing videos. Since I record my D&D sessions on my phone, the phone records them in an hour and 7-minute clips. It'll stop one and pick the next one up immediately. So I have already edited 2 so far today of the 1 hour and 7-minute clips. I still have one more 1 hour and 7 minute to go, and then another one that's only like 22 minutes. So I'm halfway through. Problem is I've pretty much cut it down to about an hour and a half so far, and I still got a while to go. Still got a lot to go. So don't know how long that one's going to end up. I mean, it's already out by now by the time you're watching this, but yeah, as I'm sitting right now, I don't know how long it is actually going to end up being. But I need to go back inside and take a shower and change into clean clothes, rest a little bit, get some water in me, and then start back onto editing those videos. So that's all for today. So as always, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The handles are in my outro. The links are in the description. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.